80 years, Hackman Lumber has been the trusted name for home improvement. Building a new deck? Start with the deck experts at Hackman Lumber, ready with the best advice. And if you need help from a pro, they can connect you with trusted local contractors. Hackman Lumber is home to one of the largest inventories of decking materials and accessories in Missouri, and Hackman Lumber will not be undersold on in-stock decking materials guaranteed. Finish off that new deck with endless railing options, balusters, and LED deck lighting to bring your backyard to life. While you're upgrading your outdoor space, check out their selection of grills and grilling accessories. Hackman is also now an authorized steel dealer, and check out their expanded paint department too with custom color matching. Make sure you follow Hackman Lumber on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to catch weekly deals, specials, and project inspiration all season long. More information at hackmanstl.com. Hackman Lumber, St. Peters, Troy, and Pacific, Missouri.
Welcome once again to All Girls Final. That's what it's called, Andrew. Sorry to tell you. We have a special guest on All Girls Final because Kasey is missing today. She is in Jamaica, and man, did she miss a week to be in Jamaica. So Andrew Marsh is with us. He works over at our sister station, 101 ESPN, and you've been kind enough to come in and hang out because you're a Survivor super fan.
I am, and I was telling you before the show started how excited I am to be here because of the episode that aired last night. It was an incredible episode, so I'm glad that I'm here for that specific one.
Dude, so you've been watching Survivor since when?
Oh, geez. I don't want to say since season 1 because I just wasn't.
You were probably really young.
I was pretty young, yeah. I have gone back and watched previous seasons from when I just don't remember. So, like, Rudy and his shenanigans.
Sure, I remember Rudy.
Early on.
And Elizabeth?
Yep.
Yeah,
Weren't they BFFs?
That was that Tom and Elizabeth?
No, it was Rudy.
I thought Rudy was on the same season wasn't Rudy on season 1?
I believe so.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. I think it was Tom and Elizabeth.
It was.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I watched the first few seasons.
Yeah.
I think my first recollection might have been Rupert's season.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Tie-dye guy.
Yes. Used to watch with my mom and my brother, and we used to do that all the time. And it's a little different now because I'm older, so I have to watch my own. We still have those conversations anytime
It's a family
we talk.
thing.
It really is, yeah. It's cool.
And that's how Afton is. Her whole family started watching it when they all lived under one roof.
Yep.
And now they are all have their own families and all watching it. And I quit after probably the first 5 seasons. I haven't watched it. And I watched last night.
Which is huge. I mean, I'm sad that Kasey missed that.
Oh, it was an unbelievable episode. It was worth every missed minute of sleep because I didn't get to bed until like 10:30 because I recorded it and tried to hurry through it, not knowing it was 2 hours. But from the jump, man, it was people were already moving.
Yes.
Doing things.
Yeah. I thought Aubrey summed it up really well right out of the gate, which was like, there are only so many pieces left. There are only so many moves left. And so, like, things are moving quickly, and it's time to figure out what you're going to do, how all these moves are going to go. And so that's how the whole episode felt.
Man, and I, so let's just get into how everything started. Afton?
Okay. So it starts with Rick Devens and Emily coming back from tribal. They were on the wrong side of the vote. They voted for Ozzy. It took me a minute to remember who voted for who because I was like, well, no, Christian would have voted for Ozzy. No, he had to vote for himself.
Yes.
Were you mad about that?
Afton was real hot. I didn't mind it.
I was ready to throw in the towel on Survivor.
I thought it was an interesting part to the game. Obviously, this whole season is driven by the fans, and so you have the Jimmy Fallon ordeal, and I thought it was cool. I don't know. It's just different, right? So I didn't mind it because it's something I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
So
And he went on Jimmy Fallon. Did you happen to watch his interview?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
I was so mad at Jimmy Fallon on Christian's behalf that I'm just like, that's it.
You're done.
I'm done with this.
Well, here's the thing, though. If he ends up getting the puzzle correct, then he has a huge advantage, and that's Survivor, right?
It didn't look like that hard of a puzzle, quite frankly.
It's a very classic puzzle. He should have been able to do it.
And he's smart.
Very smart. But, you get under pressure. Anyway, so we come back, and
they're at the camp on the aftermath of that.
In the dark, and they're all trying to figure it out. And, I mean, Emily's doing damage control with Ozzy, and he's not really buying it. And, everybody's just trying to figure it out. And then, the next morning, Devens comes clean about his fake idol, which I thought it was a good move. What did you think?
I don't know. I just we've seen so many fake idols in the past, and I thought their execution with it was a little clunky for me. If you're gonna have a fake idol, I would just keep it on you rather than make an ordeal about it at Tribal and like grab it from when you're sitting there, because then you're like, people are like, wait, what?
At the very
what
least,
is going
you have
on?
to have every angle covered. You have to know exactly how you're going to answer for, like, well, how does it work and how did you get it? And he didn't have all of that. So I think that's why he felt like he had to just come clean.
I was glad it was done.
I was
was
too.
glad that the charade was up, and now we can focus on the future. And he's putting himself at risk. So, starting the show with him, not knowing what was to come. I mean, it was
definitely a well-edited.
It was his episode.
Woo,
At the beginning of that episode, I was like, because I thought the whole execution with the fake idol and then him coming out and telling them, all right, guys, this is fake. I was like, oh, man. But he, like, won me over throughout that episode to where I was like, all right, this guy's on the chopping block. If he leaves, it is what it is. But at the end of the episode, and I know we'll get to it, I was like, man, I'm kind of rooting for him now.
Yes.
I know he was, and I don't know a lot about him. I didn't see any of his past seasons. So I have gone from hot to cold to hot to cold to hot.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah.
He is a character.
He is. He's good TV.
And
He really is.
I feel bad that his partner is Emily. That's his
I
ride or die because.
And he's tight with Aubrey too because they played a season together. But I don't think his options, now that Christian's gone, are very good. It was very clear from the beginning of this episode that he's still very much on the outs with Joe. Joe wants nothing to do with him, which is fine. But I'm hoping that Rick can find some more allies along the way, especially with how things ended
I sure
last
hope
night.
so.
Yeah, with him doing what he did, I think last night was messy.
I think it's a turn.
It was super messy,
It was messy.
and he was the person that
loved
really spilled the beans.
Everything he did,
Yes.
I loved.
Yes.
I loved it all. But
Yes.
let's get to one of my favorite things they did back in the day was the auction.
Yeah,
The Survivor auction, and they were all thrilled about it.
Yes. Well, because some of them never got to do it because they got rid of it for quite a while because what ended up happening was people started catching on to the fact that there was going to be an advantage or something, and so they just waited and saved all their money to try to get that. And so it wasn't fun for people to watch. So they really brought back the auction, I think, in a more pure form because when we did get glimpses of the auction in the new era, we got auction with a twist where they were trying to prevent people from doing that, waiting till the end. And so they'd be like, I'm going to spin a wheel and you don't know the answer, but there's going to be this many things that are going to be in the auction. And, if you have the most money left when time runs out, you lose your vote.
Yeah, see,
because they were trying to keep people from doing that, which I understand, but it made it not as enjoyable.
They made it simple.
Yeah,
last night.
And other thing they did in past seasons is they'd have like money hidden all over the beach, and you had to go find it, and that's how much money you got. So I liked that they just kept it old school. Like, here's your packet of $500. Here are the rules. Let's go. However, I feel like Survivor is they're doing too much this season. I felt like is it comfort or chaos or both?
And Jeff even had a hard time explaining it.
Yes, and most of the things didn't really seem like they did have that element.
There were only 2 chaos things until the very end.
Yeah. And so it made them scared, I think.
I wonder if it was like an editing issue because when I was sitting there watching, I guessed almost every single one, like, this is going to be fine. This one's fine. And so for me, I'm like, why would you choose this one that's covered when there's obvious chaos involved?
Right.
I don't know if it was an editing thing or what it was.
I know, but it was. But I was happy to see them get excited like children for food. But sometimes I'm like, why would you pick that to eat when you know that's going to mess with you after not eating?
I was
Like the
thinking the same
milkshake?
thing.
Like the milkshake.
Oh,
Especially
What are you picking a milkshake for?
you have a
Charcuterie board,
you had cookies,
oh
the
yeah.
milkshake,
Chicken
and all
fingers.
these sugary things, and then you have a challenge coming up next. And come on, these guys have played Survivor so many times. How do you not know that
that
something like that
milkshake
is
really
coming?
threw me. And how was it cold?
There's no way. But you're so desperate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I think any kind of dairy was a mistake.
Yeah.
Even though the only one that got sick was
Suri.
Yeah.
and she had the
charcuterie,
which
yeah,
is crackers and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it messes with your system.
Yeah, it really does. I loved the one that was chaos where Aubrey had to eat those 2 grubs.
Oh my! She was a
And she just went for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that doesn't impress the whole
Oh.
everyone.
It made me really like her more.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, get after it, Aubrey.
Yeah.
She was great.
And then of course it ends with we've got another celebrity this time on the island,
Yep.
and it was Mr. Beast.
It was Mr. Beast.
And-
What are your thoughts?
I don't have a thought about Mr. Beast. You might have one more. I don't care one way or the other.
I don't watch his videos. I know who he is. I know what his videos include, and that's that. When he came on, I was like, oh, wow, like this is huge for the show
Sure.
because he's such a big name.
It's so funny. Like,
but everyone was smiling. I'm like, I don't really
It's funny because like saying it's huge for the show makes me, someone that doesn't, I'm not his audience,
Yeah.
laugh because I'm like, Survivor is an institution.
Yes.
And I know Mr. Beast has
Yeah.
more followers on YouTube than anyone. I know it's a worldwide phenomenon, but to me, so is Survivor.
Oh, for sure it is.
But
Yeah.
I'm for a guy that I was like, oh, it's going to be another Jimmy Fallon thing. He did a number on. He shook that whole competition up.
He did. He really did. And I thought this is the way that the celebrity appearances on Survivor should have been handled. His was handled the best. Now, I don't know if that's because there has been so much backlash this season that they went back and maybe kind of fixed it. There was talk of that they were going to like re-edit some
after
stuff.
some of their celebrity
Yeah,
things.
like maybe he had a much longer part and they took it out because of the Zach Brown backlash. But I thought this was well done. My boys loved Mr. Beast back in the day. They're older now, and I don't know that they're quite in his demo as much anymore. But, he was there. He introduced this thing. It wasn't all about him. He wasn't there too long.
Mm-mm.
And,
But then they were left with it.
yes, hanging over their heads.
So they had to take. They all put in the money
Yep.
to get the letters from home.
Yes.
So that was the letters from home were tied to his chaos.
Yes. So, they wanted those. There's no way they were going to turn those down.
So they all agreed to it 100%, and then they had to live with the thinking about what it could be
Yes.
without
Right.
knowing. It's when you start it's like any of us. When we start worrying about something that hasn't even happened and we waste all this mind and all this energy on worrying about something that it may not even come to fruition. And we spend all these agonizing hours stressed out about it. And that's what happened with them. And man, was it good TV.
It was.
It was so much fun. And how can you not want to dive into the chaos, though? It's Survivor. Like, you go out there, you have to dive into that. So I'm glad that was an element to the game because it changed everything.
Yeah.
It really did.
It really made it exciting. I will say I've been very critical this season. I'm going to continue to be critical because I think the Mr. Beast Super Beware
Oh, the
advantage
name
is
of it was
so
dumb. It sounded like one of Chris Pratt's songs in Parks and Rec, like the Johnny Karate Happy Fun Show or whatever it is.
Yes, it was
Super
just
Beware.
It's like, come on. I rolled my eyes every time they said it, which thankfully it's not as many times as we've had to hear Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol.
We didn't have to hear that at all last night.
What did that do? That did nothing.
It has been a big nothing.
Yeah.
A huge nothing.
All right, so then they went to the challenge, which,
Yes.
man, that challenge stressed me out.
So hard, right?
I can't even imagine.
No.
And I thought somebody else was going to win that was not even moving. Oh, Ozzy.
I thought Ozzy was going to
Ozzy.
get it.
I did too.
And then all it takes is a little flinch.
Yes.
But you knew Devens wasn't going to win. He's too big.
Yeah. It's harder for
The
people
smaller
who are
you
bigger.
are.
Yeah. I was so impressed with Tiff.
Oh.
Like,
I love her.
I do
Even going
too.
back to her season,
Yes.
I thought she was going to go farther in her season.
Me too.
So she has that moment where, she breaks down because she gets to day 19.
Yes.
And I was really happy for her. I feel like she's been kind of flying under the radar this season. And I don't
Yeah, but
know.
the last
again,
2 weeks she hasn't. She's been with
right.
Suri.
Right. Yeah, the last couple of episodes, she's been right in the thick of things. And I think she's with the perfect group,
I
too.
agree.
I agree. She's smart. I love Tiff. Loved her on her season, and she didn't go.
I
far
was
enough.
really happy she got immunity.
Me too.
So, but then after that, that's when all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And it is what I have been wanting out of Survivor when they're going from group to group trying to put deals together. Did you guys have any clue when they went until they started talking it out where they ended with everything?
No.
And Stephanie shooting herself in the foot by going to Sari, and Sari just reading her.
Yes. And I was kind of surprised because do you watch The Traders?
I love The Traders.
Okay. Steph,
Sari's not somebody you want to be in bad standing with.
No, but on The Traders, Steph and Sari were pretty tight, and I mean, I don't want to spoil The Traders, but this was several seasons ago.
Season 1, yeah.
So
it's been a minute.
It's pretty old, but Sari ends up, spoiler alert, winning the whole thing, and Steph really felt like she was close with her the whole time. So I felt like those two had a really good relationship heading into Survivor.
They don't.
And I was surprised that, Sari can read her like a book, and Steph thinks that she's
smartest person. She
thinks
does.
She's got her,
Yeah.
and Sari's one step ahead, and that was wild.
Well, Steph to me has been very similar to Emily this season. She has been flopping. She'll go with whatever sounds right for her, and she doesn't have any kind of loyalty.
She's playing, to me,
Too many people.
Defensive game where she just always feels like she's at the bottom, and so she's like, whoever's got a deal for me, that's where I'm going to go. And that's not really a pro Survivor move.
But man, it was crazy.
I agree. And all this stuff happens because Jonathan
was the ringleader and doesn't get anything thrown at him at Tribal Council.
Oh my gosh,
Why
that
do you think
bothered
that
me
is?
so much.
Because he wasn't the one that came to Devens and them. Or he wasn't
Yeah,
he?
He
I thought
was,
they were
but
sitting there.
But I think because they talked to Joe, which I was thinking about this. I wonder if I even get Joe in that conversation.
no.
Because
I don't like Joe.
I don't either, and I don't think you get him involved.
Steph had an extra vote.
Yeah.
You don't need Joe in that particular situation.
Including too many people.
Yes.
Yeah, once people start talking, then you have to assume that people are going to bring it to another party. I think that was a huge misstep on their part. If they don't bring Joe in, I actually do think that Ozzy goes home with their original plan.
Yep. You might be right.
I was worried because with the original plan, I was like, well, that's a good plan.
It
With
was.
her, with the extra vote.
Yep.
I'm like, this all is. And then they messed it all. They muddied the waters
Yep.
by even going to Sari.
Yeah, she shouldn't have told Sari.
Because honestly.
But everyone thinks Sari is on their
Nah,
side.
it's crazy. It's
Everyone
crazy.
does. So they tell her everything, and then she's calling the shots.
And then
and they don't even see it.
So I had no idea until they sat down. What a show the jury got last night.
No kidding. I felt sad for Christian when he was like, "Man, I'd love to be part of that."
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's like,
I mean,
that looks like fun.
It was, so then they go to, we have no idea. They walked out of Tribal Council. We're all, as the audience, it's a mystery of what's going to happen. But then Devens just lays it all out, the truth to everyone, how it all went down. And I'm like, that is the best move I've ever seen.
Yep. But
He has nothing to lose,
No.
right?
Yeah. Do you think that Steph didn't throw Jonathan under the bus because she thought she had the votes, they were going to come out on top, and she still needed him? Or why didn't Jonathan get thrown under the bus in that whole thing?
I don't know, because even she left and said, I was not the one that started this.
Right. She could have done it there. She could have thrown a grenade into the...
Why not?
I don't know.
Maybe she thought the original plan was still on.
And she didn't want to cut him.
Exactly.
In that
I don't
moment.
know.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
And of course, you have Jonathan, who is sitting right next to Ozzy at Tribal and whispering stuff in his ear, and he's trying to tell him, "Hey, that wasn't me." Because those two, they had their moment at the auction, and so he did Ozzy a huge favor.
Yes, he did. He ate the stuff.
Yeah,
he was trying to, but then he goes. But he's conniving.
Yeah,
because then he's like, "Let's get him out of here."
Right.
And so Ozzy would have been blindsided.
He definitely would have.
His name should have come up. He needs the target on him.
Ozzy?
No. Jonathan,
yeah.
Those types of players, obviously these contestants are here for a reason, because they did a somewhat decent job in their seasons. But when I see a move like that, if you're going to go big, you have to execute it.
Yeah.
You have to. Jonathan, it was just super messy.
Throwing
super
it
messy.
out there and seeing what stuck.
Yeah.
He needed to have a more thought out position.
Yep.
And kept it tight.
And that's going to come back to bite him.
I hope it does.
I do too.
I really do.
I'm out on him.
Because he got no nothing against him. He just sat there silent.
Yeah.
like, please let's hurry and be done with this.
But yeah, I thought Devens going scorched earth because he had
It was
nothing else
great.
to lose
It was the best
a
TV.
fantastic play.
And so you're thinking this is the best part of the whole episode.
And it's not.
But it's not. Not even close. Because then Mr. Beast comes out.
Yeah, and I'm just like, get a pit in my stomach. Like, what are they going to do? Who are they going to unfairly get out?
So I thought that he was going to go up there and offer a sum of money.
Because he does that all the time.
He does, yes, to have somebody leave the game.
Oh, yeah. That's
I thought he was going to do that.
But this was so much better.
So cool.
And so he comes out, Mr. Beast comes out with his, what is it?
The Mr. Beast Super Beware Advantage. Super duper extra plus.
With his briefcase, opens it up, and in there is a coin. And it is has one side Mr. Beast, which is heads. Tails is the Survivor torches.
Yes. And
the offer is made that one person can come up, flip the coin, and if it goes to what they pick when it's called in the air, it gets changed to $2 million as the prize money for whoever wins Survivor.
Which is huge.
And they are safe.
Yes, that person is safe.
Yes.
But if goes the other way, that person is out.
The person's out, and it's $1 million.
And it stays $1 million. And they couldn't opt not to do it. Somebody was going to have to flip the coin, and if they couldn't decide who was going to be the coin flipper, did you hear what they said they were going to do?
Rocks.
They were going to go to Rocks.
Rocks.
Yep.
I always try to tell Courtney about going to Rocks, and she doesn't want to hear
I don't want to hear about the ins and outs of Rocks if it doesn't affect me.
So somebody had to do it, and then, Devens just goes in and makes his case.
I thought maybe Aubrey was going to... There was a time, is that her name?
Yep.
When she looked like she wanted to do it, maybe. She was worried.
She was.
Because her name at the end started coming out to get
Right.
her out. So the drama of him going up there and flipping that coin, what a thrill.
Oh, and then
That was great.
I thought it was funny that he was like, what do you guys think you should pick? And everyone's like, no, we're not going to pick. And then Rizzo goes, but tails. And he didn't pick tails.
I would always go heads.
He picked heads.
What did you two choose? Did you
Heads.
when you were watching?
Heads.
Did you pick?
I said
a certain?
heads.
I said tails.
I did
said
too.
heads.
You did?
I picked the torches because I had this whole elaborate thought process while I'm watching. I'm like, well, Survivor for me is way bigger than Mr. Beast.
Yeah, go torches.
And you got to go torches over the Mr. Beast logo. I would have been out.
Oh, yeah. No, heads was the only answer for me. I have thrown a lot of heads or tails at trivia nights, and it feels like heads comes up way more than
Really?
tails.
Really?
I thought tails never fails.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That was part of my thought process.
Listen,
too.
I got to stand up there, and it's like, all right, let's get this game going. Because everybody participates because it's $1.
Yeah.
And it seems like heads is, I call heads a lot.
Interesting.
So I would have gone heads all the way.
Yeah. And so he gets it, and then it's just like...
And the whole
crowd
town
goes
rejoices.
wild.
Oh my gosh, it was rolling. It felt like it was rolling for like, it was a 2-hour show. It felt like it was rolling for like half the show.
Yeah.
My gosh, the drama.
So once he's safe, then it's scrambling. Here is my question.
Okay.
Why? I think they shouldn't be able to chat with each other.
I agree.
Tribal council.
I agree.
Really?
I do. I think it would be so much more exciting if there could be no talking through with each other to change plans if something doesn't go your way, and them's the breaks.
Yeah.
Because it was getting up and moving and whispering and moving and and if they had to go in without knowing this, and then he is safe, you got to figure it out on your own when you're up there writing the name down.
That would be tough. And I feel like
I
they've
agree.
done that at times, but I don't know the history behind the quote unquote live tribal. That's what they call it when it turns into that. But it feels like it was just never, it's like an unspoken thing that you don't do that. But then somebody did one time and audiences loved it. And so it became more of a thing. So I think they haven't squashed
But
it.
I think they could squash it. They don't know about it, and it's not every time.
Right.
But at that point, like maybe Jeff says, okay, we're doing a vote right now
No one can say anything.
without them being able to discuss.
I don't think that episode could have handled any more drama.
I would have loved it.
I think it's better for the players to have to go off of nonverbal
cues.
Cues, exactly, to figure out, okay, these are the people that I trust. This is what we talked about going in. I have to put my confidence in these other people to make sure that we have the same vote.
I agree.
And I don't know. There's something about talking at Tribal that makes it less strategic in a sense. I know that sounds crazy.
They should have a backup plan.
Yeah.
That would lead to a lot of conversations at camp.
I just do.
Mm-hmm.
I just do. And then, Stephanie immediately took her vote that she got, the steal a vote.
Yep.
And she took it from
Devens.
And Ozzy told her not to play it too.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered.
She should, but she was right to play it.
She was right.
She knew. She was after the discussion.
She knew.
When she was outed, Ozzy told her not to play it prior to Devens revealing all of her secrets, like she was the big bad person, when she really wasn't.
Right.
Even though she was heavily involved and was dumb to go to Suri, she made lots of errors, critical errors.
Yeah, she definitely did.
What would you have done in that situation when Jonathan comes and says, "Hey, this is what Ozzy was saying about you"? Would you go directly to Ozzy? I would have went directly to Ozzy and been like, "Hey, did you say this about me? Because this is what Jonathan's saying."
Especially if you thought you had some kind of thing with Ozzy. Not that you can really believe him or not.
Right, but there is something about those old school players where they've all known each other for so long. I feel like she could have definitely done that with Ozzy. Could she have done that with Rizzo or Emily? No.
All right, now here's my question. So Stephanie goes home. She is she votes for Aubrey
twice.
And that's the only vote that wasn't for her, those two. Who do you think is in trouble next week?
I don't know. My hope is that Devens has enough goodwill to buy him a little time, but he could be seen more as a threat now. But I wonder if
he's a loose cannon, man.
I wonder if the Jonathan piece will come out.
I hope it does.
I think it will. I think he is in serious trouble because he was the one that spearheaded the entire operation, totally flubbed it, not good, and I think they're going to. I mean, if they didn't believe Devens to begin with, they would have voted somebody else and not Steph.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Because you know what? But Steph did not do a good job fighting for herself. She sounded like she was lying.
Yeah.
When
it wasn't good.
When she tried to come back and she denied everything, you've got to own up to some of it, but you also have to throw the other guy. She was not a good witness for herself.
No, she was not.
I agree with that. So we all know the star of last night. The winner.
Definitely the winner of the week is Rick Devens.
With a little minor to Suri.
Yes.
For the read and changing it all up. Without her, that craziness that we saw at camp may not have happened.
It all comes down to the fact that Suri is still running this game without anybody even really knowing it.
Who's your number one, Andrew?
For me, it's Suri. I know she's number one survivor, but we just touched on it. She has won the Traders, so she is a winner, and she's just a seasoned veteran at this point. I think my top four at this point is her, Ozzy, Rizzo, and I mentioned her earlier, Tiffany. Those are my top four. I do like. I didn't really at the beginning because
he hasn't really been on when I've been watching that much.
I was a fan of Charlie heading into this season.
Yeah.
I didn't like his game this season because he was going with the whole Rizzo, and whole thing was sloppy.
He was doing.
It was weird, but I think because Rizzo has aligned himself with people that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Yeah, I enjoy him a little bit more now.
Yes, because he's with good people.
Exactly.
So all of his faults, you're letting slide.
Exactly.
Afton's not.
I'm not letting anything slide.
Nothing.
He has barely been on the screen for me.
He's a little punk.
But I'm just saying, the few I've watched, he's not even a little bit on.
No, he really hasn't. He's really riding the Suri coattails.
Yeah.
Which is good on him. It's smart. People have done it before. People have won with that kind of game. I don't know if you're going to win 50 with that kind of game.
Yeah. $2 million now.
Unless he has some blindside move, it's got to be a really good move late in the game to get either her or Ozzy or both. Really, I think if either Suri or Ozzy make it to the final, they're going to win.
I agree.
Just because of their game. But
did you cry at all last night?
No.
We always have
Was
a
I
cry.
supposed-
No, we have a cry meter.
Casey's cry counter.
You know what? I was getting a little sentimental with the letters.
The letters always do.
Yeah.
I mean, Casey would have been crying the whole time. Reading the
Well,
letters.
especially when Sheree got one from her dad, and
Yeah.
she's never gotten a letter from her dad.
Well, and Casey's a newer mom, so when Aubrey was talking about
Oh, the mac and cheese.
Yep.
It was really
yeah, it was very sweet.
sweet. It wasn't even about how good it tasted. It was about home.
It
Yeah.
did look really good, though.
It did.
It made me
It
hungry.
really did look good. All the
looked
food
good.
looked good.
It did.
I had already eaten dinner. I was ready to go get something to eat. Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
I didn't either.
But I'm like, oh, she would have cried here. She would have cried here. So
Yeah.
there would have been a couple ticks on the cry counter from last night.
And what about the previews for next week? Does it look like anything? I didn't watch it because I had to go to bed.
I didn't really get much. It's fine.
I put not much of anything because it just seemed like general chaos, but
Yeah.
nothing specific where you're like, oh my gosh. So maybe all of the celebrity twists are done?
That'd be.
No way. No way.
Now, these are the only ones that were
What do we have?
included.
9 left?
Yeah, there are 9 people
Mm-hmm.
left. And the finale will go down to, they'll do it at 5, right? Because it's a episode, and then they get it
Then
down
they
to
have the
4,
3.
and then the fire, then they
Yeah.
get it to the 3.
Which I don't like the 3.
don't
I'm
like the
glad
3
I'm on
either.
here now to talk about it. I've never been a fan. I like the 2.
2.
Same.
Yes.
Same.
I agree.
Anytime they've done 3, it's not as good.
There's usually somebody that just doesn't deserve to be there,
And
but
and
they're
usually
brought
doesn't
there.
get any votes.
They get no votes. I think it's a waste of time.
I
Yeah,
agree.
they do.
Agreed. Totally. See, it doesn't look like much of anything for next week, but so all the celebrity pieces, these are the only ones that were teased in. So
Okay.
everything that has been mentioned in the promo, Zach Brown, Jimmy Fallon, Billie Eilish, and Mr. Beast, those are the only ones that were in the promo. We've had all of them so far.
You don't think Billie Eilish is showing up on the? Well,
I could see maybe one more that they haven't promoted, but at this point in the game, it's so late in the game. I think
Yeah.
too many, not softballs, but like curveballs from left field or whatever. Like, just let them play Survivor.
Yep.
Let them play the game.
yeah, Mr. Beast. He earned some respect from me, somebody that didn't care one way or the other about him. Like about Mr. Beast, I'm just gonna tell you, it's when he does this a lot.
He was doing the prayer
I
hands.
hate that.
Yes. he
I
did
find
a lot
that
of
to be. It's the same as when somebody says, "Good, I don't believe you."
Really?
Good for you.
It feels fake.
You don't. That's not good for you. You're saying something else behind that. Good
it's
for
a
you.
little passive
This
aggressive.
is very. It bothers me.
It's phony.
What is this? Like, thank
is like
you?
the-
Like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes,
I don't like
thank
it.
you.
But
Gotcha.
he did a good job last night. Because of him, it was
Yeah.
one of the best episodes. Well, I haven't watched Survivor since the very beginning, but it was incredible. It was worth staying up late for.
But if I will say, if that coin flip goes the other way, I'm mad. I'm just as mad as last week. I'm mad.
Are you
about it.
mad?
Yeah, I'm mad.
You're mad even if he gets vote. I mean,
If
he took the risk himself.
I know,
He knew
but
what
if-
he was up for.
It was the easy way
Devens-
out.
If Devens goes up at the hands of Mr. Beast, I am rage filled.
Okay,
So I'm glad it went the way it did.
it did. We don't have to worry about it. Don't have a thing to worry about.
Yeah, I like for everybody that with all the kidding, that coin needed to flip in favor of Devens.
Yeah.
It did.
Because I think it's just an easy out for how big of a cluster, that tribal council was and the time leading up to it. The whole oh my gosh, I'm mad. I'm just very upset with him.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
And
He was
just
so
sitting there
clumsy.
like a coward too.
Yeah.
Just a real coward.
He didn't
won't
say
make
he
it.
didn't say one thing.
He doesn't deserve to make a chess master, and
And he's not.
he doesn't have it.
No.
You got to. Sari lets people come to her.
That's
There's a
when you know
difference.
you're the boss.
The people that go and try to make deals are targets. It's
Yep.
the people that sit back and let the deals come to them.
Uh-huh.
And she is just sitting there. She's doing this. And she just does. She's a winner.
She sure is.
She really is.
I agree.
Last night got back to great host Jeff
Yep.
Probst. He
Yeah.
was perfect in every single thing he did, from the auction to the challenge to the tribal, had all under control and saying just the right. He was exceptional.
That
His
was
hair
prime.
looked great too.
Oh, yeah, he looked good.
Yeah.
Prime Jeff.
It
Prime
was.
Jeff.
And I understand. I don't like Mr. Jeff. Really bothers. I don't like
like
when
it.
people call him Mr. Jeff. But he also FaceTimed our friend Nikki Glazer last night during the show.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
I know. It's great. She put it on her story. There he is. He's having a good time. She's at a watch party.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we'll have to get with Nikki again and talk to her because she's
can't wait.
fully involved like you guys have been. So last night I give it 5 stars.
Out of
10. No, I'm just kidding. 5 out of 10.
Do you think that Devens has a chance to win? Like, is that a move?
He deserves a chance to win.
Can he figure out a way to get into the top 3?
If he can get into the top
Is
3,
that
he definitely should be in high consideration for a win. I just don't think they're going to let him get there.
He's got to win some challenges.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's on him.
Yep.
To keep himself there.
That's true.
I think his next best move would to go to Ozzy and say, hey, these are the people that were in. Let me reiterate everything that I said last night. Jonathan and Steph were the ones sort of behind this, and then go from there, create chaos. That's the only way he's going to make it.
Yep.
He has to create chaos. And that's a huge move for him, too. That's a game-changing move.
I don't know how they can have the episode live up to that.
Yeah, how do they top
next
that?
week?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So much drama, but it was a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Thanks for having me. I love
It's-
talking strategy, love talking Survivor.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
All girls final, along with Andrew.
Yep.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.